Hello everybody, and welcome back to another stream, the first of the year actually. And today we are back in XP12. Of course, first stream of the year, we've got to be in XP12, right? And we are covering a pretty big release that released towards the end of last year. It was LAX, Los Angeles Airport, by SFD, Short Final Design, also known as Mr. X6. For XP12, it finally got its big version 2 overhaul and full compatibility with XP12. So we're going to be checking that out. We are landing there today. We'll check that out upon landing. But I also thought perfect route, San Francisco to LAX. It's one of my favorite routes to fly, and of course San Francisco is one of the best airports from SFD as well in the simulator. This is by SFD as well, and you know, SFD airports are just fantastic. I have all of them. They are very good. So let's say hello to some of you guys. Hey Choma, welcome. Tyler Aviator 99, welcome, and good luck with your flight instructor rating. That's pretty cool. Hey Andre, welcome. Sim Crash Flyer, welcome, and V Skycheck, thank you very much for being here, my friend. Welcome to all of you. And yes, so right now we're at San Francisco, and we are going to be flying the beautiful A319 here, the A319 from Tolis. And I'll just jump into the cockpit so it's a little bit quieter for you guys, but let me know how the sounds are on your side. Hopefully they're all good. And yeah, so we are flying today from San Francisco to LA, and we'll take a look at SFD LAX when we land. And today I'll bring it up on screen if I can drag it. Come on. There we are. Oh, why can't I drag it onto the screen? There we are. Alright, so we are using Say Intentions AI as well. They very kindly provided me with a subscription so I can stream it and make some videos on it. All of that is to come, but today I thought I'd stream with it as well. So we are going to be using Sane Tensions today, and we'll probably set it so that we have our co-pilot Nigel handling the comms today. We are pilot flying. They'll handle the comms, and just to show you a little bit here, our call sign will come from SimBrief. If we go here, we have a co-pilot selected, so they'll be handling communications today. I have it set to Nigel here because he's very British, and I've been doing some British Airways flying recently, so that's why I've got it set there. But we can maybe set someone else, like maybe this, or let's see. If you guys have a preference, do let me know. But let's set someone American since we are streaming in the US of A today. Eric, oh, from South Park. Right, let's see if they'll work. And then we do have a cabin crew member as well, which is really nice, and they will do Swedish. Do we have Swedish? Let's see. I'm not sure. We have Denmark. We could set, maybe. And then we do have cabin crew as well. So let's do Dishon from Brooklyn, New York for cabin crew. So they'll be handling all of the announcements and stuff today. So I'm going to move that off to the side. I'll bring that back on screen periodically for you guys to look at, but it's not the subject of today's stream. I'll do dedicated streams on that. I have used Sane Tensions a lot the last 2 weeks for about 10 or 15 flights now, both where I've been handling comms and also where I've not handled comms, and it's fantastic. It really is. It's so cool. But let me enable lossless scaling again here. The latest X-Plane update has been terrible in terms of performance, so we'll see what we get here. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad for you guys. We'll try our best. So, oh, another thing, some new additions to the Sims. I do have a nice Blue FX preset here. It's very simple. It's really very minor. It's just a little bit of a blue tint. And where is it? We have 2 scripts. So we've got an X checklist all set up from Ray. He very kindly sent me some messages on the forum, and I downloaded his entire TOLUS X checklist sort of setup. He's got one for each TOLUS aircraft. They've been fantastic. I've been using these. They're really good. All automated as well. So I'll show you those as we do our flight. And then I have this beautiful plugin over here, Tow Load Hub. This simulates loading of the aircraft. As you can see, AirStyle, Jet Bridge. It'll grab from SimBrief, and what it does is it incrementally loads the aircraft with passengers and cargo if selected from your SimBrief. It also randomizes a passenger count. I think it's plus or minus 5 or something, to simulate, you know, not every passenger showing up or some last minute additions. And crucially, it varies your CG, which means your trim changes as well, which is nice. Otherwise, when you load up with, you know, the normal SimBrief integration with TOLUS, it's generally always the same CG and the same trim for takeoff. So this is really nice. It's a really simple plugin. So we'll get from SimBrief, and there it is. You can set random as well, but we're going to get from SimBrief. We've got the Jet Bridge. Let's get that connected, and then we will start the boarding. There we are. So we can monitor that, and it's got some really nice ACARS functionality as well, which is really cool. But let me see if I input it. Actually, all right, we do have ACARS. All right, perfect. And I need to check one more thing. It's not going to set payload from SimBrief. Yep, beautiful. All right, so boarding is going. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Tyler, assume your co-pilot can't be pilot flying. No, unfortunately not. They can pretty much only handle the comms. At the moment, that is really all they're good for. So when you're handling the comms and flying, there's not a huge amount they can do. If anything, they can give you information and stuff like that, but no, they're really there to be your pilot monitoring and handle the radios, you know. So what were we doing? We need to get our checklist up, don't we? And we need to brief the route as well. So let's bring this onto the screen and take a quick look at the routing here. So we are currently at San Francisco Airport, as you can see, and we're roughly here. We're on one of these. We should say up here, right? Yeah, we're on one of these stands. There we are. Bravo 17. I'll turn that off because it just caused a bit of a frame drop. So we are Bravo 17, and we'll depart runway 01 left, the shorter runway, on the Stick 5 departure, and we'll fly out towards San Francisco City. Should get a nice view, and then back down over here to the south east, and we'll be on the Ironman 2 arrival into LAX. We land in 24 right. And I've currently just selected the ILS, no transition. It'll say intentions, will give us that as we get closer. There is a nice RNAV, so hopefully we can get that maybe. In fact, I might ask for the RNAV and we'll do a nice RNAV approach in. But yeah, we'll see. The ATC will give us that later on. And that's pretty much our route today. So let's let me get my Volanta going as well in the background. Tracking our flight, gaining those hours. All right. Yeah, it's been a minute. Been quite busy flying and dealing with this weirdly cold Texas weather. Ah, you're in Texas. Yeah, the weather's not been good there at all, has it? Yeah, really not good at all. And yeah, same here, really. The flying conditions here in the UK have been terrible. Not flown in months due to either being busy or just, you know, the conditions being nowhere near good enough to fly. So yeah, I feel that for sure. All right, so let's get lossless scaling back up and running. As you can see, performance is pretty bad. Nothing to do with the airport. It's just this latest X-Plane update has been really not very good at all. I might even disable traffic global if it gets really bad. But anyway, let's bring up those checklists that we were talking about. In fact, I think I can click a button. There we are. Continue to checklist. And what it's going to do is it's already reading the data revs, as you can see. So it automatically reads if, you know, the actual condition, and it'll tick them as you go. So you don't need to manually tick all of them. You can get these so they're read out to you by voice, but the voice is really slow at reading with X checklist, and it takes like a good 40 seconds to get all the way down here, which is just unnecessary. So I like to do it like this. I have a button set up on my Honeycomb Bravo so I can check the next one. So battery, normally I have this popped out on a second monitor, but for the purposes of today's stream, I'm going to try and keep it on the screen here as much as we can. But we're going to check the battery, check the voltages. So I think we need more than 25 or 26 volts, if I remember correctly. But we do have that, so those are checked. In other news, we'll be in London next weekend. Quite excited, taking an A380 from Dallas Fort Worth LHR. Should be a good experience. Oh, A380 with British Airways. Fantastic. Enjoy that experience. Would love to see some pictures on the Discord. That would be pretty cool. I was in London last weekend actually, as well. So yeah, I'm not far from London. So pretty. I'm there normally every 2 or 3 months anyway for something or the other. But yeah, have fun and have a safe flight as well. So we've done that, and then you can see there's non-normal checklists as well. So if both batteries are above 25.5 volts, press next. So we can ignore this and go to next, and then it's going to run through. So let's do the batteries now. Bus type auto and external power. There we are. So nav logo lights, and then we'll turn the wing light on as well. Electrical panel. So we'll check there's no white. No amber except for gen fault, which is correct. Ventilation panel, all the white lights are off, which they are. Probe and window heat is on auto, no smoking is on. Emergency exit lights go to arm, we'll connect to the jetway and they're boarding. Flaps are up, speed brakes are retracted. I can tell because, you know, I've got them mapped on my Honeycomb Bravo. What graphic settings are you using? These are my current graphic settings for the moment, but like I said, X-Plane performance is terrible, so I might turn these down at some point. But yeah, this is what I always normally, you know, this is my normal. And a big tip, if you disable this, so make sure you enable FXAA, this will make your cockpit textures so much sharper. You know, a big issue was blurry cockpits and stuff, and this really helps if you turn it off. So that's a pretty big tip. What your specs? You can type exclamation specs into the chat, and Nightbot should give you all the specs there. In fact, I think I can do it here. So there we are. Nightbot should give you all the specs now. Flaps, speed brake, and let's go down to the ECAM. And so oxygen pressure is fine, and in fact let's set this to norm there for the pack flow. And then we need to go to hydraulic quantity, verify that, and then we can go to the engine oil quantity and verify that. I think we need more than 18 quarts if I remember right. We have more than enough here. Right, let's go ahead and do our FMS, sorry, our MCDU. Because I'm using tow load hub to load my passengers and cargo, I've got this set payload and fuel to off. So I need to do the fuel manually here. How much block do we need? We need 6,100 block. So we'll do that. Slow D, refuel. Hey Delta, welcome. How's it going? Hope you are well. So we got that connected. Let's go ahead and get some. Nope, not that. Let's go ahead and get the cleaning and catering as well. And all right, bring up the checklist again. Normally I have this on the second monitor, so it's not in the way, but I'm trying to showcase this to you guys. Captain Purser, that is set. Radar control ground. RC, oh, these two. Seatbelts on. Fueling isn't complete, so we won't do that yet. In fact, no, we'll do that now. Pack flow as required, and we're gonna wait, and we're gonna do our MCDU right now. So let's do this. Bring up Navigraph for you guys. There we are, and let's go ahead and request our flight plan. So yeah, so I've been using these interactive checklists, say intentions, as well, and it's just so good. The immersion is through the roof. Let's also get our IFR clearance here. So I'm gonna ask our co-pilot. What did we say our co-pilot as? I can't remember. What's their name? Sandra. All right. Hey Sandra, can you get our IFR clearance, please? So they're gonna get our IFR clearance.
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance on 118.2.
And as you can see, they've automatically switched to radio, so they handle that as well. The frequency. Open this.
San Francisco
there we are.
clearance, United 818, requesting our IFR clearance. We have Sierra.
I forgot our call sign is
United 818, cleared to Los Angeles via the Stick 5 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 370 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.9 or squawk 3434.
San Francisco clearance, United 818, cleared to Los Angeles via the Stick 5 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 370 10 minutes after takeoff. Departure frequency is 120.9.
And the first
Talk 3434.
United 818, read back correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard United
There we are.
Airlines
Right, so we've got our IFR
818,
clearance, and we also have the purser. The cabin crew is currently doing their announcement. So say intentions on my second monitor, so you won't see that, but I'll bring it across and show you guys what it looks like. There we are.
Thank you for choosing United Airlines and enjoy your flight.
There we are. So automated announcements too, pretty cool. And this is what it looks like. And you can click on the frequency, and it will set the frequency. So I'll show you that later. But right now the you know, co-pilot is handling all of that stuff. This one we have set right now actually sounds pretty good in my opinion, but the one I had before, Nigel, which I might switch to later, sounds very good in the sense that they do not sound like AI at all. But anyway. Alright, so so we set all that up. That's all good to go. And passengers boarded.
Boarding
is
passenger
complete.
completed.
Beautiful. Alright, let's go ahead and continue with what we're doing. Passengers are now on board. We should have the fuel as well, so we should be good to go. And alright, oh, I need to bring Navigraph back, don't I? There we are. So, we are at flight level 370, that's our cruise today. San Francisco departure, 01 left on the Stick 5, and we've been cleared for the Stick 5 as well. Via Susie, and we'll insert that. There we are, and then LAX, the arrival into LAX at the moment is going to be the ILS 24 right. That's what I'm expecting. But we'll see when we get there, and we are going to be on the MAC2. And that's the ACARS functionality from Tow Load Hub. So ILS, MAC2, VIA. No VIA for now, but we'll change that if we need to. But we are going to add the transition burgle. That's fine. And as you can see, we have our... It sends... So Tow Load Hub sends your load sheet, your zero fuel weight and all that stuff. So I'm going to print that and then close it. And I like to put that on the side. There we are. So now we have our zero fuel weight and all that good stuff there. So what we can do is go to init B and make sure this is correct, because what it's imported from SimBrief may not be correct. So we do need to verify this. Our zero fuel weight is 53.8. And our zero fuel weight CG is 29.7. So as you can see, it's different. That's the variation you get. And our block was 6.1, which is perfect. Let's go to perf and go to here. What was our QNH? Is altimeter is 3027. So let's set that 3027 on both sides. That is set. And the wind is 020 at 4. And that's going to be flaps 1 takeoff. So we'll get that. In the meantime, I'm going to add into my secondary flight plan, in case we need to return back to San Francisco. Oops. So this is, so we have the ILS set up in case we do want to return, which is a new thing I've implemented into my flow. And if we were to return, we would do the ILS let's see. Arrival is 28 right here. So we'll set up ILS 28 right. That's just in case we need to return, and that's all set up. But we shouldn't need that today. Looks like we got our takeoff data. We have flex takeoff, and we'll apply that. Perfect. All right. And let's bring up the checklist again. So ECAM ELEC page is there. We need to do a battery check. So we're on external power, and we essentially turn the batteries off, turn them back on, and then we should be at less than 60 amps within 10 seconds, which we are, so they're all looking good. Fuel pumps can all go on, and the overhead panel, all the white lights are off, which they are. Engine fire. We'll test number 1 first. That's good. Test number 2. That's good, and we'll test number 3. Alright, and we'll enable the PA here. Perfect. Maintenance panel, all white lights are out. Standby instruments are fine. We have the QNH set there. Clock is fine. Anti-skid is on, and it's just going to go ahead and check all of this stuff. We don't need to do that. We've done our flight plan. We've done all of this. We set local QNH. We've set our initial altitude. ECAM status normal, and we have normal there. And then go to the pressurization. Check that, and that's all good to go. IRS has not aligned yet, but that's fine. It's going to align in 1 minute. Fuel quantity 6.1, and that's the same as our block. 6.1 tons of fuel, and that's good to go. Squawk, we're squawking 3434, which is what ATC told us, and I've just verified that. APU. Let's get the APU going. Wait till the flap door opens. Now this is very useful if you're learning. Obviously I know the Airbus, I don't need a checklist, but I actually find it really immersive to use this checklist. You know, I don't need it, but it's really immersive to use it actually. So if you guys like me using it on stream, let me know, and also if you don't want me using it on stream, let me know. I'll do whatever. So let's let the APU start, and then we can get our ground services away and all that good stuff. Tile Aviator, heard it was recommended that you have 12 gig of VRAM minimum. That's why I was asking to upgrade and have the Ryzen 7 5700 X3D. Yeah, that CPU is pretty good. I have a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D, and it's very good. Can't complain. I'm also limited by VRAM. I have 8 gig on a 3070 Ti 8 gig. I am definitely very, very limited, and it makes my CPU work a lot harder because it's swapping stuff in and out of VRAM all the time. So I definitely need to upgrade the card to something with more VRAM. My absolute minimum would be 16, really. As you can see, even here we are kind of struggling a bit. Right, bleed can go on, and we'll get the external power off. Zone temp is fine. Aircon, all white lights are out. And alright, let's go ahead and get rid of all the ground crew, get rid of shocks. All the doors are closed. Tow load hub, when it finished boarding, it does close all doors. We'll clean this as well, and then we're gonna get the beacon on, and that will disconnect the jetway. There we are, and we'll call for better pushback.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Alright, and let's ask for our pushback clearance then. So what was her name? I forgot. I forgot again. Sandra, there we are. Alright, and I'm gonna bring up say intentions for you so you can see it. What's your ground service pack? That's from SGES on the forums. It's a freeware add-on. SGES on the forums. I'll put a link once we take off, if you remind me. Alright, so hey Sandra, can you get our pushback clearance, please?
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
I'll get our pushback clearance from ground on 121.8.
Hey Oliver, welcome. How's it going?
San Francisco ground. United 818. Requesting pushback.
United 818, pushback approved, tail southwest.
Tail southwest, alright. Good to go. And we can tell the cabin crew we are announced for pushback. So let's go. Cabin crew, arm doors, and we're going to push back.
Okay, Captain. Cabin crew arm doors and prepare for pushback. Cabin crew all doors in flight and cross-check.
Beautiful. All right, so they said southwest, didn't they? Tail southwest. Interesting. That's away from the runway. Right. See, this is a little quirk sometimes you get, but let's just confirm. Sandra, can you ask them to confirm pushback tail southwest? Because that's the opposite direction to our runway, which is runway 01 left.
I'll confirm the pushback direction with ATC.
So we'll just wait for this to ask. There is, of course, all sorts of ATC chatter you can enable and multiplayer. I've got all that disabled just for today, but it is really cool. Alright. Looks like they are not going to do that. They're going to get a bit confused. I'll do it myself. What were United 818? San Francisco ground, United 818. Can you confirm pushback is tail southwest, because the runway is the opposite direction. We are cleared for runway 01 left.
United 818, affirmative. Pushback approved, tail southwest for runway 01 left.
Pushback approved, tail southwest, United 818. Alright, so yeah, they want us tail southwest. Alright. Well, that's opposite to the runway, but we're gonna do what it says.
Let me know where you want this thing.
That's the first time it's giving me a pushback, which doesn't make sense, but let's see.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Alright, so checklist before we push back. We got the clearance, parking brake on, everything is good here. Want the strobes to auto. Disconnect jetway, tow truck is there, throttle levers are idle, ATC mode 2, XPDR. There we are, and alright. So we'll keep this in the top corner. Parking brake off when instructed.
Here comes the pushback. Line them up.
There we are. And let's go ahead and start engines then. So we'll start 1 first. I know it says engine master 2 here, but it doesn't matter too much. Which ones we start? We've got the beautiful IAEs today in the United delivery. There it goes. A friend is taking me up in his twin Cessna in a few hours. Super excited. Oh wow, that's really cool. Hope you have fun with that. Flying a twin, that must be cool. Lots of power. And we have the Avail, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 2 now. And this is all fine. Alright. Beautiful.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
And we'll set the parking brake.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Lovely. I'm going to be interested to see what taxi instructions they give us. Got engine number 2 is spooling. And let's go ahead and set the flaps. Lovely. And we got a veil for engine 2, so engine start norm. APU bleed and the master can go off. Flaps anti-ice is as required, we don't need it today.
Disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Dome light off. Pitch trim is up 0.1. It is set. And flight control check. Full left. Full right. Full forward. Full back. And I have a button set on my joystick to the tiller button here to stop it's a nose wheel disconnect. So rudder, full right, full left, and that is currently not doing the tiller, which is really nice. So that's checked. ECAM, all doors and slides are armed, which they are. And let's get our taxi clearance now. Hey Sandra, can you get our taxi clearance to runway 01 left, please?
I'll get our taxi clearance to runway 01 left.
Let's see what they give us here.
San Francisco ground, United 818. Request taxi to runway 01 left. We have Sierra.
United 818, taxi to runway 01 left via Yankee Alpha Mike.
Runway 01 left. Yankee Alpha Mike, United 818.
Alright, so we got Yankee Alpha Mike. And well, let me just work out. Alright, so right, Yankee Alpha Mike, if I bring this up for you, is we're here, this is Alpha, so I think we're just gonna make a U-turn basically and go Yankee to Alpha and then to a Mike, which is here. So I presume they want us to hold here for 01 left. Alright, get lossless scaling back. Alright, so taxi clearance is obtained. Runway turn-off lights are on. Parking brake, we'll release that and we'll test the brakes. Brakes are checked. FCU altitude is as required. They cleared us to 4,000 initially. Weather radar is all on, and then we'll do the rest as we get closer to the runway. Alright. So this is Yankee. Sorry, no, this is Alpha in front of us here. And then Mike is the first left. Looks like there's a CRJ, a company CRJ in front of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard United Airlines flight
Hey, Caleb.
818 heading to Los Angeles.
Nope, traffic is all traffic global.
My name is Deshaun Williams, your lead flight attendant, and on behalf of United Airlines, I'd like to introduce our cabin.
You can hear these really nice announcements from Say Intentions. It's part of the entourage package.
Tiffany and Marcus. We're all here to ensure you have a comfortable flight. Now, let us go over some important safety information. First, to fasten your seatbelt.
Yeah, Say Intentions really cool. Really been enjoying it.
To release it, simply lift the buckle. Please keep
See the stutters we have.
Seated, just in case we hit some turbulence. In the event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you.
So we're probably going to have to wait for these guys to finish their safety briefing. Of course, we had a very short taxi here today.
Remember to put your own mask on before assisting others. For water landings, your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. To use it, pull it from the seat, place your arms through the straps and hold it tightly against your chest. Now, let us talk about the emergency exits. On this Airbus 319, there are 2 exits in the front, 2 over the wings, and 1 at the rear of the aircraft. In case of an emergency, please locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. We're expecting a flight time of approximately 56 minutes.
Look at this.
moving at 37,000
18
feet.
FPS.
As we prepare for departure, please ensure your seat backs and tray tables are in their
X-Plane
upright
is
positions.
just, the
And all
performance
carry-on
in this
luggage
update is
stowed
terrible.
securely.
Really, really bad.
Thank you for choosing United Airlines, and we hope you enjoy your flight. Captain Drishal, the cabin is ready for departure.
Thank you very much. Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff. All right.
Okay, Captain. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Brilliant. Yeah, I might disable Traffic Global in a second, but it's my VRAM that is the issue, and Traffic Global doesn't cause a huge issue. I'll see in a second here. Let's get our takeoff clearance. Hey Sandra, can you let ATC know that we are fully ready for departure?
I'll let Tower know we're ready for departure.
United 818, holding short of runway 01 left, ready for takeoff.
United 818, San Francisco Tower, runway 1 left, wind 095 at 3. RNAV stick cleared for takeoff.
Runway 1 left. RNAV stick cleared for takeoff. United 818.
Alright, let's taxi. Oh jeez, look at the stutters. This is because my CPU is at 100% right now, so we'll line up with a runway. What happens is my CPU goes to 100%, my performance drops terribly, and then it settles, and then we're back to normal. So we'll line up, but we won't take off until it, until it settles, which won't take long at all. But we'll do our lineup check. I think it's settled actually already. Yeah, I've never had this issue. It's only in this latest X-Plane update that it stutters like crazy. It's terrible. I have tried removing all add-ons as well, and it still does it. So, gonna have to live with it for now, unfortunately. So we'll let the let's let the CPU settle and go through our takeoff checklist then. That's on. We don't need terrain. Auto brake set. Brake temp is fine. Takeoff config was normal. And fuel quantity, minimum fuel. What was our minimum fuel? Minimum takeoff fuel was 5901, and we'd have more than that, so we're good to go. Check PFD, climb and nav, which we have. 1 and 2 on as required. We'll leave them on, that's fine. Takeoff clearance, squawk is set, cabin crew is notified, and alright, chrono. Alrighty, so let's go. Parking brake is removed. Spoil them up. About 50% here. And flex. Forward pressure on the stick.
Thrust set.
Calum, I see your question. I think arc. I can't remember. 80 knots will slowly release that forward pressure.
100 knots.
There's 100.
V1. Rotate. Positive
Alright,
climb.
off we go. Oh, it stutters.
Gear up.
Gears going up. That's the CPU. Lagging again.
Traffic, 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 traffic.
Right. We do have that TA, but it's behind
United
us.
818, contact departure on 120.9er.
Switching to departure on 120.9er. United 818.
Right. Well, the CPU will settle in a little bit. I'm pretty sure that streaming isn't helping it either. With the performance, there we are. Looks like we're a little bit better.
United 818. Afternoon. climbing past 500.
You can hear the co-pilot doing their thing.
United 818 NorCal departure, radar contact, cleared direct port, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Clear direct port. Climb and maintain flight level 200. United 818.
200 and direct port. So you still gotta keep a listen out, you know, and flaps can go up.
Speed check. Flaps 0.
There you are. Now look at my frame rate, well into the 40s. Much better now. So you gotta keep a listen out of this. They give you directs or vectors. I'm gonna roll wings level here. Actually no, I'm not. I'm just gonna go external view, get a nice view of San Francisco. There it is. Also, is there a way to zoom in on the map where you select the tiles extremely far out? It's always takes me ages to find the correct tile. Unless you select zoom level, I think the highest is 13 you can select. No, there's not, unfortunately. Flying to LETO with a 340 is a retirement flight, so the airport's mainly in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it is. It really is. Alright. Looking good, there's the airport down there below us. Performance is back to normal now. We'll fly up to 10,000. Following the flight directors. Sky colors and lighting and everything is all default, so are clouds, even though we don't have any, but I did switch all that back to default. Yeah, see, FPS really struggles on the ground, and then I get in the air and it's fine.
Climb and maintain flight level 250. United 818.
Hopefully you guys can hear the say intentions, okay, or the, you know, the AI, or the ATC. And we'll go autopilot on, and we'll get the lights off. There we are, ground spoilers disarmed. Oh, a bit of a stutter there. Alright, let's run the checklist then. Skip this, we've done the takeoff. Flaps were set to 1. All of this is fine.
We've just climbed above the safe altitude, and I'm happy to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service as well. We're cruising smoothly towards Los Angeles, and we expect to arrive shortly. Thank you for flying with United Airlines Flight 818.
Alright, so there's the another AI announcement, and here is another, as you can see, another feature of Tow Load Hub with the ACARS integration. It's giving us our chock out and our takeoff time, which is really cool if that's important to you. Yeah, so it's got really nice ACARS integration. So we're leaving San Francisco. We are using lossless scaling LFSG 3.0 as well today, which works very well. Yes, I got say intentions on my auto text are very nice. I have to check it works by text also. It's really good, isn't it? And of course you can link it to your mobile phone.
310.
310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310. United 818.
So yeah, of course you can text it via WhatsApp as well, which is pretty cool. And it's got a great functionality. Really impressed with it. But yeah, I'll do some dedicated videos and streams on Say Intentions. Today we're only using the basic ATC functionality, and then we're using the co-pilot and the cabin crew from Entourage. But there's so many more features. Like the feature list is endless, and there's even more for Microsoft Flight Sim. So, you know, it works really well in X-Plane, but the compatibility for Microsoft Flight Sim is even further. Set a standard on the altimeter as we climb here. Beautiful. If only performance wasn't so poor in the latest X-Plane update. I think what it is, the VRAM usage is significantly higher. And therefore my CPU is doing so much more extra work because there's not enough VRAM. Which is why it spikes and then drops sometimes. So yeah, not having enough VRAM is impacting my CPU performance as well. Yeah, if we get bad performance when we get to LA, to Los Angeles, I'll disable Traffic Global. It doesn't help a huge amount, only a tiny little bit, because Traffic Global doesn't take up much performance, to be honest. It's really just by disabling it, I might save a little bit of VRAM. So we'll see, but for now it's all looking good.
United 818, climb and maintain flight level 370.
There's our cruise then.
Climb and maintain flight level 370, United 818.
Perfect. All right. And of course, right now we have the co-pilot handling the communications, but you can swap that. So if I do this, you can click here. So as you can see, it says co-pilot. If I click that, it's on pilot. That means that now I'm in charge of handling radios. And when I click it again, now the co-pilot is handling radios, as you can see. You got all your frequencies here.
818, contact Oakland Center on 134.15.
Switching to Oakland Center on 134.15, United 818.
There we are, so they're going to handle that. You can see our comms that's just linked to the aircraft. You can see it's just automatically set 134.15.
Oakland Center, United 818, afternoon, climbing through flight level 210 for flight level 370.
United 818, Oakland Center, good afternoon.
There we are. Now, obviously, it's automatically setting the frequencies because I have the co-pilot handling communications. If you don't have that set, then it won't automatically set the frequencies. You have to do that manually, of course. But you can click on the frequency and it sets the frequency for you in the sim, which is really nice. Very, very nice. There's so many... we can go here to the settings. And there's the multiplayer here, as you can see. So I've got none of it turned on right now. I'll showcase this in another stream or a video. But this is really cool. Canned is where the chatter is all AI generated, and then you can have live multiplayer global. So you'll hear other same tensions pilots anywhere in the world they are, if they're on the same controller type. Personally, I turn that off because I don't want, if I'm flying in London, I don't want someone to be talking to San Francisco Tower. I don't want to hear that, But this one's called the live multiplayer proximity. You'll hear other same tensions pilots, and you'll hear the AI responses as well, if they're currently within radio range and on the same frequency. So that's realistic, and I like this one as well, pre-recorded multiplayer proximity. So this is, if someone 2 hours ago, we're currently Oakland Center, if someone 2 hours ago broadcasted to Oakland Center, it'll play that entire conversation for you. Of course, you won't know that it was 2 hours ago. But it does increase the immersion, and you can change the amount of chatter, which is cool. So for today, disabled, but I'll re-enable these two for later streams probably. And then the intercom is here, where we've set our co-pilot, and we've set Sandra, and here we've got cabin crew Deshaun Williams, United States. So yeah, really, really cool. And you can do missions in SI. Yes, absolutely. There's so many missions. The Entourage pack is really amazing. It's got pushback integration and all that sort of stuff in Microsoft Flight Sim. And there's new features every week with Say Intentions. So sure, the subscription is a a little bit on the pricey side, but they did reduce their prices actually, which is almost unheard of in this day and age. So yeah, it is worth it. If this is something you're going to use on a regular basis, it works very, very well. And actually the AI sometimes does make a mistake, which is quite realistic. Sometimes it will read back the wrong frequency and then the controller will pick them up on it. It is pretty cool. Not perfect though. Sometimes it's given me some weird taxi instructions. Like it gave me to taxi in a circle at Heathrow, and just now it made us push back the wrong way. But generally minor things, and it's not all too often. I've had it maybe twice, maybe 3 times in about 15 or 20 flights I've done. So I don't know if it's my accent, but sometimes AI doesn't understand me. I've had some big miscommunications. Really interesting. I mean, you can set your language and accent in the Say Intentions portal, which should help it. I don't know, at least with me, I guess my accent, if anything, is British. It's not had any issues, personally. Remember, we will be taking a look at SFD San Francisco once we get, sorry, SFD LAX when we get there. You can see we don't have orthos for this area. I was going to run auto-ortho to fill in the gap between San Francisco and LAX, but we've had enough performance issues, so I don't want to add to it. But yeah, flight time's around an hour from takeoff, so not too long to go. We've been flying 13 minutes, so about 50 minutes I expect until we land. I think it's set, not sure, but one I had the other day, as a contacting tower 119.455 EZ655, and it identified as decimal 55 EZ. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a pretty big miscommunication. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been really happy with Say Intentions, to be honest. I mean, you can even chat to your co-pilot, so... hey Sandra, what flight school did you go to?
I went to the Danish Aviation Academy. Great place to learn.
There we are. So, do you enjoy the job here at United? Yeah, so it is pretty immersive. You can get it to do, which I completely forgot, approach and departure briefings as well, so let's ask it. So do you see any hazards or risks with the flight so far, or do you think we're safe to continue to Los Angeles?
Everything looks good, Drishal. No hazards or risks at the moment. We're safe to continue to Los Angeles.
And how about a coffee after the flight?
Sounds good, Drishal. Let's grab a coffee after we land.
Oh, there we are. Going for a coffee. Yeah, so it is pretty immersive actually, especially when you have it in this setup. This is the setup I like, where I have the AI handling the radios, because you know it simulates that multi-crew environment you have in a real airliner, where one person's flying, such as myself, and then the other person is handling communications. Of course, if you want to handle communications and fly, you can do that. which I've done that a few times. It's definitely a lot of work, but you can do it. Have you seen the DrishalMAC2 YouTube channel? I've heard some pretty good things. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, I've seen it. Trisha's got some great content on aviation.
Oh, whoa. Did it actually just... Interesting. So it knows what kind of content I make, and it just shortened my name to Drish, which interestingly is what a lot of people in real life do. A lot of people call me Drish, and the AI has done that. That is scarily accurate. I'm not sure how it knew that I create content on aviation. Maybe it was a lucky guess. So have you subscribed to DrishalMAC2? That one's taking its time a little bit.
No, I haven't subscribed yet. Do you recommend it?
Yes, of course. Completely not biased at all. But they're not subscribed. No.
Hahaha, exactly. It's always good to have some unbiased opinions, right?
Yeah, that's this AI is pretty good. Traitor fired. I wonder, can it check the weather for us? Hey, what's the weather like in Los Angeles?
I can't provide weather info for Los Angeles. Drishal.
Yeah, there we are. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it can do that. But you can use Say Intentions ACARS.
We have reached cruising altitude, and I just wanted to let you know that my colleagues and I will be starting our snack and drink service now. We have some delicious options available, including our famous pretzel bites and a refreshing selection of beverages. After the service, we'll also be coming around with articles from the United Airlines shop, so keep an eye out for that. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight as we make our way to Los Angeles.
There we are, super cool. So it's tailored that passenger announcement to United Airlines and also added in our destination. That's really cool. Having that dynamic passenger announcement is super cool. So yeah, it doesn't look like they can provide weather, but you can get, I believe, like ATIS and METAR reports, and there's all sorts of CPDLC functionality, which I've not honestly looked into it yet. There's so many features, so I'm slowly, you know, one by one going through all the features and testing them on flights. Let's ask about a diversion. Let's test it out. So if we can't make it into LAX, where should we divert?
We divert to Ontario International Airport, KONT, as our alternate.
There we are. That's a pretty sensible choice. That is our alternate as well, so pretty good. Sadly, TOLUS doesn't support SIA cards. Oh, does it not? I'll have to look into that. Hopefully that comes soon. The flight factor does. Oh, okay. Well, the functionality from Say Intentions is there, so that's pretty cool.
United 818, expect the Iron Man 2 arrival. I'll start your descent in about 10 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
There we are.
Expect the Iron Man 2 arrival. We'll wait for your call on the descent, but we'll let you know if we need it sooner. United 818.
And as you can see, if we go down here to top of descent, it's currently in the sim. Well, we're live time, so 21:05 UTC. 21:16 UTC is our approximate in top of descent, so in 11 minutes. So it's called us at the perfect time there. It really has. And we are expecting the Iron Man 2 arrival, so that works out just fine. What it's gonna do, I'm pretty sure, is give us the ILS, and it's gonna vector us. Every time I've flown into Heathrow, most of the times I've flown into Heathrow, it's vectored me to the ILS. And it does a pretty good job most of the time. So we'll just let it do its thing. With an aircraft away from us, that's fine. But yeah, as far as I know, I think the intentions are going to be, they're working on traffic integration as well. I'm sure that'll be from Microsoft Flight Sim. I hope they will add that to X-Plane as well, but I'm not too sure. Some of the features they're adding are Microsoft Flight Sim only, unfortunately, but we'll see. Honestly, if we had traffic injection, which is also controlled by Say Intentions, that would be really cool. Because currently, obviously, Traffic Global isn't listening to Say Intentions, right? So sometimes I'm cleared to take off when there's an aircraft on short final, which is nothing to do with Say Intentions. It can't read. What is this plane doing? It can't read where Traffic Global aircraft are, but if all of that worked in sync, that would be really immersive. Can we order coffee, do you reckon? Let's see. Hey, do you think we could get a coffee, please?
Sure thing, Captain. I'll get that coffee for you right away.
Thank you very much. There we are.
You're welcome, Captain.
I'm sure we can ask about the... Oh, another thing. If you turn the... there's an option in Say Intentions. Let me show you guys. I'll bring it up on screen. If I can find it, that is. So. I'm gonna have to do it like this, alright. If, you can see with the live weather sources, and you can use Active Sky as well, which is cool. And there's an ATC experience. So the student pilot, standard or pro mode. I have it on standard for now. This changes how the ATC behaves and how quickly it, it tells you stuff and information. There's this though, think on your feet. Cabin crew report an issue with a flight. Odds of crisis in each flight. So if you wanted, you could, this will make a cool stream if we set this to every flight one time. It might give you a crisis, such as a medical diversion or maybe a disorderly passenger or something like that. That's it's a pretty cool thing as well if that's something you're interested in. That would be very, very cool. Coffee with sandwiches with eggs, yeah. Question, since it is AI based, this also learns from your flight. Yeah, I believe it does learn. So when you tell it to do an approach briefing or a landing briefing, it does take things from your flight, if that makes sense. And it does get better and better and better. I've seen an improvement in the AI for sure as I've been using it. So for example, let's tell it to do a landing briefing. Alright, can we do a landing briefing please?
Sure thing, Drishal. We'll be arriving at Los Angeles on runway 24 right using the ILS approach. We'll be flying the Iron Man 2 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 24 right. Weather at arrival shows favorable conditions, no significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published procedure. Squawk code remains 3434, and approach frequency will be 124.1. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
So there we are. See, we got the briefing. The only thing I dislike about the briefing is it guesses what flaps we're using and it guesses our approach speed. So obviously there's no such thing as flaps 30 in the Airbus, and the approach speed is not correct. So that's the only thing, but you can tell it, you know, can we do an approach briefing, but don't tell me the flaps or the speeds, you know. So yeah, it's not bad. Then you can tell her what stand your company is at arrival airport, and she helps with the taxi. So you can ask it to recall the taxi instructions given by ATC if you can't remember, and you can ask where things are. We can ask about the company stand though. So hey Sandra, do you know what stand we would expect at LAX?
I can't provide stand information, Drishal.
There we are. So there's no stand information, unfortunately.
Traffic, traffic.
That's fine. TARA, they're behind us now. Let's do our departure. Sorry, our arrival weather. So weather in LAX. We've got altimeter 3017. Temperature is 22 degrees. Wind is 220 at 5.
United 818, contact Los Angeles Center on 119.05.
Switching to Los Angeles Center on 119.05. United 818.
And we got a decision height of 222, or a minimum
Los Angeles Center,
decision
United
height.
818. Afternoon. Maintaining flight level 370.
United 818, Los Angeles Center, good afternoon.
Right, so we're now on Los Angeles Center. And we're gonna descend shortly. But the AI did say it was gonna call our descent, but we've now switched frequency, so I'm not sure. If we get close to the descent, we'll request descent manually. But this will handle emergencies and things like that. That would be really, really cool. And I think we'll do some failure emergencies for sure. Sorry, some failure streams. So in the tow list, we'll do some engine outs and stuff like that, and we'll use sane tensions. Now the co-pilot won't be able to do anything other than handle comms, so we'll still have to do everything. But at least we won't have to handle comms, and we can sort of ask ATC, oh, can you give us vectors to a holding pattern, or vectors back around to land or something. Ask her if she can do non-normal procedures. Can you do non-normal procedures?
United 818, Los Angeles Center, descend via Ironman 2 for the ILS runway 24 right approach into Los Angeles.
I am only trained to
Altimeter
handle the
30.18.
briefings, Drishal.
There we are. So anyway, we kind of stepped on
Descend
LA
via
Center there a little bit.
Ironman 2 for the ILS runway 24 right approach. Altimeter 3018, United 818.
So we got a load of restrictions here. We'll just listen to them. We'll set 260 for now, and we'll start the descent when it pops up. It will handle emergencies like engine out, etc. Just not anything extreme. Yeah, exactly. In terms of the ATC side, the co-pilot won't handle the emergencies. They can just handle the radio communications in that scenario. So I can tell the co-pilot to tell ATC that we have an engine out, for example, or I can tell the co-pilot to request vectors. But the co-pilot itself won't handle emergency situations. The ATC will. And I'm sure the cabin crew can do emergency briefings as well. But we'll test that on the stream for sure. I have lots of stuff planned for Say Intentions. As you can see, we got cleared. We did get cleared down to descend with the Iron Man 2, so we'll follow all these constraints here. And as soon as it pops up on the PFD here, we'll descend. And of course, this is just for IFR usage with Say Intentions. There is a VFR usage as well, which is also very good. And I'll do some VFR flying with it as well. There's a flight instructor that you can set as well if you wanted that, or even a tour guide, which is pretty cool. And SkyOps, which is if you're doing things like medical scenarios sort of thing. And in the Microsoft Flight Sim, I believe it will inject the mission objects and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
We have now left our cruising altitude and started our approach to Los Angeles. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. I must also inform you that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Perfect. Yeah, so the announcements, I'm not doing anything to trigger those. They are completely automatic. And I really, really like them. And I believe it will support custom airlines as well. So the pretty cool thing is, let's see here. I'm going to open the Say Intentions portal for a second and show you guys this really cool feature. Alright, so as you can see, you can set your pilot name and your co-pilot name if you wanted as well. Your time zone, your taxi assist, Microsoft Flight Sim only. And then you can set VA airline codes and call signs. So if you fly for a virtual airline and you file your virtual airline ICAO on SimBrief, it's not going to pick it up like our airline for the channel. Our channel airline is CUDA with the ICAO CUD. It won't pick this up as CUDA normally. It will just say Charlie Uniform Delta if I was to set that as my call sign. If I set it here, it knows that, you know, this CUD means CUDA sort of thing, which is really cool. So you can have custom call signs and stuff like that in here, which is very nice. And there's all this persona stuff. There's so many things to choose from, as you can see, which is really cool. So when we do some flights with our own channel airline, it will use the words CUDA as well, which is really, really cool. So, you know, custom airlines are completely usable, and you'll still get all your custom PAs and stuff like that. So when I've been doing a lot of flights on A Pilot's Life by Simbit World. I'm currently flying for British Airways. And I downloaded some PA announcements using the inbuilt Simbit World PA extension, which I also have. And the British Airways announcement on that are, of course, from real flights, and they are fantastic. But they don't have dynamic data, such as it doesn't say your arrival airport, so it will just say this is your British Airways service to and blank, because it's a pre-recorded file, right? It doesn't know. Whereas with Say Intentions, it does know where we're going, so it will say a British Airways service to Manchester, for example. So I actually prefer using the Say Intentions passenger announcements, even though they are AI generated, over pre-recorded ones. They are just that good, and I think the immersion is amazing, really. It does have a good list though, like if you file EFW, the British Euroflyer, the actual call sign is Griffin, and NSI also picks it up. Oh, does it? Is that for VA? That's pretty cool. But yeah, it does have, I've been using Speedbird a lot, and it picks it up just fine. It picks up United, as you can hear, we're, you know, using that today. Even smaller airlines, I've heard some people on frequency say call sign Neptune, which is for West Atlantic here in the UK. It's a small cargo airline. So yeah, it's got a pretty good list. Does Calum, that list, does that include VAs, or is it just for real life airlines? Oh, I see, Calum. Got you. Right, so we are just descending with the star. Next restriction is 230, so we'll set that. I'm not sure if it'll include VAs, maybe popular ones. Yeah, maybe things like Walker and stuff like that. But either way, you can add them custom, so, which is pretty cool. So I think, yeah, going forward, I will be using Say Intentions for all my flights. I've been using it for all my flights the last 2 weeks, or week and a half. And so yeah, we'll be using it in all our streams for sure, and all our videos and full flights and stuff like that, because it is very, very good. All right. Not too far away from Los Angeles now, it's just over there in the distance. And we have been neglecting our checklist a little bit, but yeah, we're about up to here, aren't we? But yeah, these checklists by Ray, you'll be able to find them on the explain.org site, are very good, highly recommend. I've been using them for the whole 320 family. They really do add to the immersion, running a checklist and stuff like that. One idea I did have for Say Intentions, it would be really cool if it could run checklists. Obviously, it won't be able to interface with the aircraft, so it won't be able to actually sort of check the landing lights if they're actually on. But it would be cool if it just says them, you know. If as pilot flying we could request it to run the checklist, and then we as pilot flying are doing the checks and making sure, that'd be pretty cool, I reckon. But there's lots of opportunities for Say Intentions, there really is. I mean, just recently they added the WhatsApp functionality, so you can actually text to Say Intentions now, like a CPDLC service almost, and you can receive your clearance and you can ask it what's the weather like, and you don't need your sim running, you don't need your Say Intentions app running on your PC, so you can actually get your you can, you know, file your temporary flight plan on your phone and get your IFR clearance and ask it the weather and all that good stuff before you've even turned your PC on, or maybe while your PC is loading you can grab your IFR clearance, which is very cool. I think in the US you can use SMS. If you're outside of the US you have to use WhatsApp. Alright, so do you guys want to see an ILS approach into LA, which is what we have set right now, or do you want to see the RNAV approach? Let me know. We can request the RNAV if you want. Hey Kimmy, welcome. Do you have FPS Embraer? No, I don't, unfortunately. I have the X-Craft, E-jets, I don't have the FPS E-jets, unfortunately. Oh, nav, more fun. Right, we'll request that as we get closer. I do like our nav approaches. See our ortho coming back now. Right, what's the next restriction? 160. Oh, nav, alright. So when we get to, what are we on? We're on LA Center still, so we'll, as we get closer, we'll request the ILS. Shall we ask the co-pilot, see what they say? Hey Sandra, shall we do an ILS or the RNAV approach into Los Angeles? Hey HD Sim, welcome.
We'll be doing the ILS approach to runway 24 right at Los Angeles. Drishal.
Shall we switch to the RNAV?
We're currently with Los Angeles Center, so we can't switch frequencies without their permission.
Yeah, okay, so that got a little bit iffy there. So on the tow load hub, do I type in my hoppy code under this? Yes, Caleb, yeah. Put your hoppy code under the secret tab, yeah. I don't know why it's called secret, but yeah, that's where you put your hoppy code in. And we'll go local QNH now. They said 3018, didn't they? So let's see if we can request the RNAV. Sandra, can you request that we do the RNAV Zulu for runway 24 right?
I'll request the RNAV Zulu approach for runway 24 right.
Tell her you're Air Force One, you don't need permission. In an Airbus?
Los Angeles Center, United 818. Requesting RNAV Zulu approach for runway 24 right at Los Angeles.
United 818, expect RNAV Zulu approach for runway 24 right at Los Angeles.
There we are, alright, we got the RNAV. So let's put that in the MCDU now.
United 818, contact SoCal approach on 124.5.
So they're handing the radios, we're doing the RNAV Zulu. RNAV Zulu 24 right. That looks good to me. Alright, we got the RNAV, fantastic. Oh, we need to descend to 1200, 12,000. Look at these autos, beautiful. Weird one, my stairs and ground equipment isn't showing up. Is that normal? It should, Caleb. Is that from... Are you using TOLIS ground equipment? I use the SGES ground equipment and it works fine. I've not tested it with TOLIS ground equipment yet. So yeah, we'll do the RNAV now. Unless they decide to go and give us vectors. I hope not. A340 have them selected on in the menu. Interesting, they should work. Although I've not tested the A340 yet. I know you're an A319, I think, on the ground. Could you test with the normal toeless ones? Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely. Caleb. Go for a bit of a flyby here. Beautiful A319. I have really been enjoying the A319 since I got it. So we need to be between 13 and 12 for this waypoint, which is absolutely fine, and we're slowing down to 250. Perfect. And then this is Simon. For the next one, we're going down to 9,000. So we'll select 9 here, and we are slowing down as well. I'm going to put a bit of speed brake out to help slow us down. Hey Owls, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to see you. I saw you got your whole wing set up. That's looking good, isn't it? Wing doing some great stuff. Definitely got to look into some of those the MCDU and FCU and all that stuff. Try and reach out to Wing. All right. Let's get the landing lights on, and we'll go with the seatbelts as well. Hey Stan, welcome. How's it going? Hope you had a nice holiday. Perfect. Just in time for our approach to LA. Alright, don't need the speed brake now. So yeah, let's see if they give us vectors. I'm interested to see what they give us here. I do get vectors quite a lot at larger airports, but since we're doing the RNAV, I'm not sure. We'll see. Let's see, check our checklist. So landing lights on, seatbelt signs on. We don't need terrain.
United 818, descend and maintain 5,000, turn left, heading 075 vectors for the RNAV, yeah. Runway 24 right approach, altimeter 30.17.
Descend and maintain 5,000, left heading 075 for the RNAV 24 right approach, altimeter 3017, United 818.
Alright, so we're on vectors now. Giving us, well, we're just turning Captain, a little bit early.
Is ready.
Oh, there we are. Captain, the cabin is ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Los Angeles. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we've arrived at the gate. Make sure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in their full upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. Once we land, United Airlines staff will be available to provide information regarding your connecting flights. Thank you for your cooperation.
Very nice announcement. Thanks, Chris. Altered. Unfortunately, approaches these days are vectored out to the west and then back in for landing, keeping aircraft out of the firefighting areas. Yes, it's terrible what's been happening in Los Angeles. It really is. Then those firefighters and any emergency worker, you know, on the ground and especially the ones up in the air fighting those fires are incredibly brave. You know, flying in itself is dangerous, even if it is just GA in a little Cessna, but flying a big, you know, DC-10 that close to the ground in smoke and with, you know, 15 or 20 other aircraft about, that's, yeah, dangerous, scary, and you've got to be incredibly brave for that one. Hopefully those fires can be contained. So it's given us vectors for the RNAV approach here. See how this works. It does like to give you vectors quite often, especially at larger
United
airports.
818, contact SoCal approach on 124.5.
Switching to SoCal approach on 124.5, United 818. SoCal approach, United 818, afternoon descending past 8,000.
United 818, SoCal approach, good afternoon, Los Angeles, altimeter 30.19er. Expect the RNAV, runway 24 right approach into Los Angeles.
There we are. RNAV.
Altimeter 3019er. Expecting RNAV runway 24 right approach. United 818.
So we're going to get a stutter, so I'm just going to turn lossless scaling off. So when I have lossless scaling on and my FPS drops quite low, it starts stuttering, trying to keep up, so I have to sometimes disable lossless scaling. Lossless scaling isn't the cause. The cause is obviously the VRAM in the latest Explain update has just not been very good, but if I have lossless scaling active, instead of the FPS just being low, it also stutters, so as you can see, the FPS is still very low. I did, by the way, install X roads, which for areas you have ortho removes the road polygon and just leaves the ortho road there. I think it looks better. I've done some testing. Saves on FPS a little bit as well. And we'll go down to 220 now. And I do want to get a fix around LAX. And we're doing 24 right. There we are for situational awareness.
Right heading 090, United 818.
Oh, 090. I didn't hear that from say intentions. But it did say turn right heading 090. So, follow what they say. We are flying directly over the city. There it is. Oh wow, Stan, I didn't know you had almost a personal connection to the area. It is very sad. It really is. You know, those are homes people have lived in for years. And all the possessions and yeah, it's really terrible. How do I fix extremely blurry ortho? I just looked at more outside and the tiles are really blurry. That's probably a VRAM issue, Caleb. More than anything. Carder mod? Yes, I'm using the Carder mod. I am gonna... Okay, we do have the approach activated. But I think we're gonna get vectors and then into the RNAV. Yes, absolutely, Stan. I think a lot of people are assuming that it's all celebrities, but it's not. And even so, you know, celebrities don't deserve for their houses and stuff to be burned down, you know, no matter what. But yeah, it is mostly just everyday regular people, right, that are affected, and it's very sad. Right, let's slow down to 200 because I'm not 100% sure what it's going to give us here. But we are still on vectors, and I think it's taking us out quite far because it's not telling us to descend. And we're at green dot speed, so we'll go flaps 1.
Speed check, flaps 1.
And let's just see what the AI gives us. SFO to LAX, haven't flown this route in years. When I was first learning how to fly this, and this is how I would learn an airplane. Yeah, it's one of my go-to routes. You know, I've got a list of go-to routes for testing, and LAX to SFO is a great one. My other testing route is Amsterdam to Heathrow, or East Midlands to Dublin.
Turning right, heading 115, United 818.
I don't know why ATC is a bit quiet right now, but... Just gonna follow what it gives us. Where are we in relation to Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna give us a turn in a second, I think, onto the final approach.
Turn right heading 130.
There we are, 130.
Turning right, heading 130. United 818.
Only talk, I'm not on VATSIM, I'm using Sane Tensions today. So I've not been on VATSIM all day today, so I'm not too sure.
United 818, 2 miles from Merce, turn right heading 275, descend and maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 24 right approach.
Alright, we'll comply.
United 818, contact Los Angeles Tower on 120.9 or 5.
Right, heading 275. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 24 right approach, United 818.
So I think this is the first time I've actually done an RNAV approach. I think it's treated it almost as an ILS, as if I can establish myself. But let's see what it does. I am interested, because it's only ever vectored me onto an ILS.
Los Angeles Tower, United 818. Afternoon. We're established on the RNAV approach for runway 24 right.
A little bit premature to say we're established.
United 818, Los Angeles Tower, roger. Continue approach for runway 24 right.
So if we hit final approach, alright, so we don't need LS. Okay, let's see what this does now. Vertical deviation coming in. Doesn't look like it captured. See, I'm not sure how to capture an RNAV from vectors. This is what I'm not too familiar with. Obviously, I know how to capture ILS from vectors, but not an RNAV approach, and I've never done it before. But let's just see. I think we're high. Oh, we'll go flaps to
Speed check.
help the descent rate. But I might tune the ILS and just switch an ILS. But let's see, because I don't know what it's doing. I might go direct Kobe and then go from there. Maybe that'll work. Treat the RNAV as visual but descend like ILS. Alright, let's see. I'm hoping if we capture this, it will then do an RNAV from the waypoint. I hope. But I think we're just going to be high, so we'll probably end up just going visual, I guess. But let's see. I am just going to get the loss to scaling back on, alright? As long as it doesn't stutter too much.
2,500.
So I guess there's no lateral deviation on this RNAV approach, so let's go visual.
United 818, Los Angeles Tower, winds 205 at 5, runway 24 right, cleared to land.
Get down.
Runway 24 right, cleared to land.
Speed
United
check.
818.
We're clear to land, so that's good. And cabin crew seats for landing, please. Let's go final approach.
Cabin crew,
Speed.
take seats for landing.
I guess I got to brush up a little bit on vectors into an RNAV approach. I've never done that before. And alright, cabin is advised. I do have the charts for the RNAV, but because we got taken off course, you know, with vectors, that slightly confused me, in complete honesty. Flaps full.
Speed check. Flaps full.
But it's fine, we're just visual now. Just short runway. You can see beautiful LAX airport by SFD.
1000.
And it is very, very good. But I've got the pappies. We are high. And it is, we are getting stutters every now and then. My VRAM usage is maxed out. I can see it on Task Manager on my second monitor here. There's a vertical deviation coming back in.
400. 300. 200. 100 above. 100. Minimum 50, 40, 30, 20, retard 10, retard.
Oh,
5.
terrible.
Spoilers. Reverse green.
Terrible landing,
Ease up.
way too hard. Anyway, we're down.
United 818, welcome to Los Angeles. Contact ground on 121.4.
Ground on 121.4. United 818.
So the reverses. Alright, so let's see what it gives us. Yeah, that was not good. We'll blame it on the stutters, eh? Alright, and we'll stop here.
Well, that was quite the landing, huh? But hey,
There it
we
is.
made it safely to Los Angeles. The weather here is looking pretty nice, with a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, clear skies, and no precipitation in sight. Just a little reminder to stay seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Drischal, First Officer Sandra, and the entire crew, including my awesome teammates Jamal, Tiffany, and Marcus, thank you for flying with United Airlines Flight 818. We hope you have a fantastic time in the City of Angels, and if we don't see you again, have a Happy New Year 2025.
That's cool, it's added a Happy New Year. The audio stutters there were, again, because of my PC. Lagging behind. Did they contact ground? They did not. Can you contact ground and get our taxi, please?
I'll contact ground for our taxi clearance.
Come on.
Los Angeles ground,
There it
United
is.
818. Runway is clear. Ready to taxi to the gate. And we have Oscar.
United 818, Los Angeles ground, taxi to United Airlines Maintenance Center 2A via Victor, cross runway 06 right, then Echo Kilo Charlie, Charlie 3. Have a great day.
United Airlines Maintenance Center 2A via Victor. Cross 06 right. Echo Kilo Charlie, Charlie 3.
Maintenance center, that's cheeky after that landing. Jeez. Right, anyway, so we are going via Victor, crossing runway 06 right. 06 right, then Echo, then Kilo, then Charlie, then Charlie 3. Oh, wrong button. Alright, where is this? Hey Robert, welcome. Why is lossless scaling acting? No, there we are. Alright, so we are cleared to cross. Oh Jesus, stutters. They'll go away soon. You win some, you lose some, absolutely. I tell you, I did so many landings this morning and they were fine. And then on stream it was not very good. So cross runway 06, then it's going to be Echo Kilo. So this is Echo in front of us. I'm not sure which way we have to turn. Where's Kilo? Alright, I've got Kilo, so we're making a left turn here. Right, and the performance isn't anything to do with the airport because I have streamed it before. SFD very kindly, or Justin, gave us a preview copy a few months ago, and you know, performance was fine then. So it's just the X-Plane update not having fun. I did compare to default as well with SFD, and SFD has no frame drop for me. This is just an issue with the latest X-Plane update right now. Hey, HG Sim. Alright, so this is Papa, then we have November, then Mike, then Lima, then Kilo. So it's like the fourth right, I think. But you can already see how amazing this airport looks. Preferably without the stutters. Jeez, I've never had this poor performance ever on X-Plane. It's just terrible. I really hope X-Plane bring a hotfix for this soon because it's terrible flying into and out of big airports. So it's the second right is Kilo. No, not this one, the third one down. 22 frames. I used to get 45 solid. I can't believe they're taking us to United maintenance after all that. I guess we didn't have passengers. Or maybe we broke the plane so bad on that landing we're going straight to the maintenance center. That is very cheeky. I wonder if it's been programmed to, if you have a really hard landing, sometimes take you to maintenance. I wonder if that's on purpose. Who knows? Alright, so we have Kilo here. I do apologize for the frame rate, guys. I know this isn't pleasant to watch at all, but not too much we can do about it until X-Plane update it. We can run our checklist, which we completely ignored for most of that approach and landing. Chrono, we'll pause that. Ground support is disarm landing lights. Strobes to auto, we're going to ignore that. We'll ignore that one as well. We don't need the brake fan. APU can go on. Brake fan, we don't need that on. External lights, we'll do that as we park up. Alright. I hope you enjoyed the flight regardless. And we will take a look at the airport. Maybe let me disable traffic global. That should help a little bit. As you can see, it doesn't help too much. Really, Stan. Yeah, it's a harsh area in general. Where were we going after Kilo? Charlie. Right. Is it a left or right on Charlie? Charlie 3. Where's Charlie 3? Alright, I've got Charlie 3. So left turn from here to United Airlines maintenance. Cheeky air traffic controller. Yeah, Stan, it's a heavy area in general, but it's not normally this bad at all. I mean, I was doing some flights. Just, look, now we're back up to 90 to 45. That's normal. But what happens is, I get periods of really great, you know, decent FPS, and then it just, I can see in Task Manager my CPU usage just jumps and holds at 100%, and it just stays there, and then performance drops significantly. I doubt it's an issue with the processor, considering the spec of the processor. I've not had issues before with it, so I think it is the X-Plane update. But yeah, it is generally a heavy area, a heavy airport. Very nice presentation of Say Intentions. Thank you very much. Yeah, this was a bit of an unofficial one, but I'll be doing some better official streams and videos on it because it's so impressive. And a big thank you to the team at Say Intentions. They actually they reached out and, you know, offered to give me a subscription, which was very, very kind of them. Hey Betty, welcome. Amazing graphics, hello from Italy. Well, welcome to the channel. Italy's a beautiful country. We've done some flying there. We'll have to do some more on stream for sure. Right, so we're going all the way to the end to the United Airlines maintenance hangar. And then we'll do a proper showcase of this scenery as well. It's very nice, as you can see. I just wish the performance was on our side today when it clearly isn't. I might be able to reintroduce lossless scaling now without too many stutters, hopefully. Alright, hey Sandra, how's that landing? Just ask the co-pilot how our landing was.
Landing was smooth, Drishal. We're all set to taxi to the gate.
Oh, I think they're trying to flatter us there. That was definitely not a smooth landing, but there you go. Italy's amazing. We moved here 12 years ago. Love it. Lots of herby food. Love the red wine, and my wife loves the warm dildo in cider. Wow, sounds fantastic. For sure. Beautiful country. I'd love to visit one day. Right, where's Charlie 3? Charlie 3 is on our left somewhere. I think it's this next one. You see the United Airlines hangar here? Right, so we'll make a left here and we'll find a parking spot. All ready for maintenance. To take a look at clearly our crippled plane. Can we go inside the hangar? I wonder. Let's try. I guess our passengers are going to be a little bit confused, but I reckon the airport's going to sort out a bus transfer or something. Actually, let's see if we can get the flight attendant to brief this. Hey, can you let the passengers know that we're taking a bus back to the terminal and not to be worried that we're going to be parking up inside the maintenance hangar? Let's see what he does here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant speaking. I just wanted to let you know that we'll be taking a bus back to the terminal instead of parking at the gate. So, no worries. We ain't heading into the maintenance hangar or anything like that. Just sit tight, and we'll get you on your way shortly. Thank you for flying with us today.
Very impressive. I like that. The immersion. More passengers, but the immersion's pretty great. No marshaller, I guess. But we'll stop there. Alright, APU started. I'll kill Say Intentions now, we don't need that. Actually, we'll leave it on because we'll simulate deboarding. Right, engines off. You can see there's deboarding here, so we'll do air steer. All right, and passenger sign, it can go off. I don't know why it's done the slide, but there you go. Funny, in the US, there's no PAX buses. Every airline only uses jet. Really? Oh wow, you're spoiled. In the UK, it's unless you're flying a big airline, it's almost always passenger bus. So true, Kimmy. Last time I was in LaGuardia, I walked across stiff shaft on Man Road. All right. Can you let you know the passengers are... We can deboard the passengers. So even if you don't say something clearly, like I don't even know what I just said,
Okay, Captain,
it figures it out.
know.
There we are, see? It figures it out. It's intelligent.
Just a quick note for you all. We'll be taking a bus back to the terminal instead of parking.
Oh, there you are. Okay, it's saying the same thing again.
We're not heading into the maintenance hangar or anything like that. Just sit tight, and we'll get you on your way shortly. Thank you for flying with us today.
Let's get all the bells and whistles out. Beacon can go off. We'll take a look at the replay in a second here as well, if X-Plane decides to work for us. Alright. Very, very cool. Very happy with Say Intentions and the airport. Let's take a look at the airport. Alrighty. So, where do we start? Let's start with the runways, I guess. I have turned traffic global off, which is why there's no aircraft in the vicinity. So that's why, but look at the runway textures. They are very nice. They're even nicer on the opposite side. But all the expected details, like the patchwork and various tar lines and all that sort of stuff, is all there. All the holding, you know, hold points and all that sort of stuff are all there. As you can see, really sort of shown off the United Airlines hangar. That's all modeled. The 777 there. Very nice. Oh geez, performance, come on. It was not like this earlier. Yeah, we got all the terminals modeled. Of course, LAX is a huge airport, but everything is modeled with beautiful textures and clutter and all that sort of stuff. It was a surprise to us when we first visited in the UK and EU to discover we needed to walk stairs. Yes, it's common here in the UK, especially smaller airports like East Midlands and Birmingham. It's yeah, pretty common to just walk out to the aircraft. It's only unless you're flying Emirates or BA or something that they'll give you a jetway, to be honest. But yeah, passenger buses or trams or whatever are quite common here. Yeah, so we got, I'll show off the main terminal here. This is a pretty famous one, isn't it? And the interior is modeled to a certain extent, as you can see. There's all these dual jetways. There's even triple jetways here for the A380, which is really cool. And they do work with SAM. Sorry, Open SAM even. But it is a very, very nice airport. We've got the American Airlines hangar here. Again, modeling and texture work is fantastic. I'll show you the night lighting as well in a second here. I think we've got some more hangars over here. What's this? This is another United hangar. A bit more empty, a bit less clutter over here, but I suppose that's to save on performance a little bit. And you do have a custom mesh, and it does come with a custom mesh patch. So, oh, what happened? So as you can see, this ridge here is all nicely modeled. And you can see how all the bushes and shrubbery matches the ortho perfectly, which is super nice. So all this looks great. I am using my custom ortho tile with the SFD provided ortho as well, so everything is looking nice. And so yeah, this custom mesh is also provided. You do get the ortho patch, so you can use it with your own custom ortho tile like I'm using here. I do of course have a video on how to use mesh patches as well. These slightly more remote stands are also modeled. Are these subways, or are these go like underground, if I'm not mistaken, right? To take you back to the terminal area. But it is really nice, and there's some stuff over here, and there's also some stuff over here I want to show you off in the distance. So as you can see, everything here is nicely modeled. We got all the cars and the parking garages as well, and the tram runs as well. There it is, and that is animated. That's going to be running around. I don't know why my lower has stopped, but there we are. And we have the infamous, what is this called? I know it's a landmark, I suppose, but I'm not sure what it's called actually. But it's, you know, famous LAX. The new custom-made object also contains mesh for hills and small valleys. Yes, absolutely, yeah. It is very nice, and like I said, it's not normally hard on FPS. In the past, it's been completely fine. It's just this explained update is terrible. But you got some hotels and stuff over here. It looks like. I'm not familiar with LAX in real life. I've never been there, but you got all the custom buildings, helipads, which is all pretty cool. The Marriott. And then over here, we have, as we get to it, this is custom. This comes with the airport. Obviously a pretty major landmark from you know, flying into LAX, especially the runway we just flew in on. This is a SoFi Stadium, as you can see, all nicely modeled. It comes with the scenery, and it looks like we have, what's this, Forum? Oh, Kia Forum. So that's all included as well, which is very, very nice, and that looks beautiful on the approach to the runways. Very, very well done from Mr. X6. It really is very good, and I think Stan there seems to know the airport, so I guess he can attest to the accuracy, and he says it's accurate, so thank you very much for that, Stan. Really appreciate it. Yeah, from a quality point of view, it's fantastic, as expected with SFD. You know, let's show you the night lighting, if frames don't drop too much. And oh, we've got the lighting bug, don't we? So just adjust the lighting a little bit. There we are. I am using my custom night lighting script, by the way. I'll release this soon. As you can see, we are using black.lua as well, which is beautiful. So yeah, the night lighting is really nice. That bloom with the lighting is from black.lua, by the way, which is really nice. Highly recommend that. And so yeah, all the lighting, all the approach lighting is as you would expect. All super nice. I mean, look at this. This is pretty cool. Yeah, really, really nice. Beautiful, beautiful airport. All the stop bars, etc. Everything is there and working, which is very nice. And you can see blah. You see the slight bloom here. That is blah. And oh, another feature of Towless Hub, Tow Load Hub, is it gives you the landing info, the shock in info, and it also gives you the fuel info, which is really cool. And there's multiple pages. So you can see we used 194 extra kilos of fuel than expected on that flight. But yeah, that is the end of the stream today. I will release these custom night lights very soon. But yeah. Kimmy, I agree. You can't go wrong with Mr. X. It's fantastic. His freeware stuff is amazing, and his payware stuff is even better, of course. So highly recommend. I have this. I have his SFO, his San Jose, which we've also taken a look at on the channel, and his Munich. Those are his 4 XP12 airports, and they're all fantastic. So highly recommend all of them, really. And a big thank you to him for providing a copy of the scenery. It doesn't affect my opinions or anything, of course. Always honestly review these, but it is really appreciate when developers can provide the add-on. I'm from LA and it's accurate as it can be. Thank you very much, HG Sim. Glad to hear that. And there we are, we have another person attesting to the accuracy of the scenery, so that is fantastic. Really, really happy. Well, I thank you all for being here then. I'm sorry that we've had these performance issues, but until X-Plane solve it, let me know, reset, solve it. There's not a huge amount that we can do, unfortunately. It's been widely reported a lot of people have had performance issues on this latest update, especially people who are VRAM limited like I am. So yeah, there it is really. But we'll be back tomorrow hopefully, and we got lots of stuff to showcase. Of course, we'll be using sane tensions again, and we'll pick a route with a less intense scenery load, so hopefully we don't get these performance issues too much. So thank you all for being here. I want that light mod. Yeah, I'll release it soon, absolutely, HTSim, and I'll announce it on my Discord, and I'll do a video as well. But yeah, these are custom. It's super easy to install. It's just a drag and drop. It replaces the default lights.txt. So yeah, very simple. No Lua script or anything. It's just drag and drop install. And it just makes things a bit brighter. It makes everything. Explain default is really yellow, and almost too yellow. So I use reference imagery. I've spoken to real world pilots who fly in and out of areas like LA, London Heathrow, and ask them, oh hey, what do you think? Does this look accurate with the, I thought it was a little bit too white potentially, but apparently that's accurate, and I quite like it. So yeah, looks good. I am using blah.lower, which helps a little bit as well. So yeah, I'll do a video and it will be releasing fairly soon. So with that said, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what we're streaming yet, so I'll figure it out tomorrow. But yeah, do make sure you're here same time as always. Thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.